Hey Binksters! So, Binky's gonna start his treatment for his seizures and his repeated GR stasis. So, he's gonna start a range of herbal treatment, including the CBD hemp oil. So, those of you who don't know Binky, he is a 2-year-old Netherland Lionhead dwarf bunny. So at 4 months old, he got really sick with GR stasis, and since then he's had it over 40 times to date and survived, which is remarkable on its own. But he has seizure-like episodes, so he has collapses, he has low sugar levels, he has odd behaviours. When he's actually well, as you can see here, he is loving life, and he's well a lot of the time. He's well more than he's sick. So I would love to just take Binky to the vets and get him a brain scan and all the rest of it, but it's really not that simple. As you can see here, he just collapsed after going to the vet. So that clip there is GR stasis, and this clip here is him collapsing after the vet, and this one here is neuro behaviour that's very odd. He does get on the windowsills, but he doesn't lay on the windowsill like that. So we've tried everything with him to help him, including changing his diet. Nothing's worked, mainly because he's not overly keen on hay, which is a huge problem. We spent a ton on all the different top quality hays, and he doesn't like any of them. But that's just Binky, because he's really fussy. He'll eat hay in his litter box. He's litter trained, so that's helpful. So he does get some in, but he doesn't get as much in as he should. And hay isn't what he chooses, although he will sit and absent-mindedly eat some of it, and he will eat it if I prompt him and annoy him with it. So as I said, it would sound simple to get him a brain scan and blood tests and all of that, but it's really not that simple, because he's developed a phobia almost of the vets. So the last time I took him to the vets, he had a massive collapse. And we've just spoken to the vet actually yesterday on a video call to get his repeat prescriptions. The medicines he does have, I'm going to do a separate video on of what he is actually on at the moment. But to actually take him to the vet, that's why he has video calls now, because he does literally collapse. So I took a healthy, well not healthy, but I took a well bunny to the vets, and he actually came home sick. So that isn't an option. Even if he was sedated, I just have a gut feeling that he would react to it. And he reacts to everything. When he had his vaccinations, he reacted badly. When he was neutered, he reacted to the anaesthetic. And I know this isn't unusual in bunnies with anaesthetics, but with Binky, his reaction was extreme. The carrier he was in was nearly wobbling off the actual table. He was shaking that bad after his neutering. It was horrendous. And he couldn't walk for about 6 hours. Every time he stood up, he fell over. And they said he should be up and about and eating in 2, but he wasn't. And if it wasn't for our cat Mushroom coming in the room and Binky wanting to go over to him, I don't think he'd be here now, to be honest. So it explains a bit here why I can't just go off to the vets and get him sorted. It's really not that easy. So he's been kept in the vet overnight before, and he's had blood tests done, and it was found actually that during GI stasis he had very low sugar level. Now, a rabbit with GI stasis will have a high sugar level, so even this isn't typical in him. No more than his seizures are typical. He's got no head tilt, and a video call with our vet yesterday again confirmed he's got no head tilt. He does tip his head backwards when he has like an absent seizure, but his head is straight, as you can see with him here playing with his toys. Normally, it's like he only does that when he has like a mini seizure. So to be honest, even the vet's stumped with Binky, and he really is unique. The low sugars could mean he's hypoglycemic. that could cause the collapses and the seizures, and this was said before. So well over a year ago we started introducing a blueberry 4 times a day, and at different intervals we do this, and it has seemed to help. So they're not too sweet, and maybe it just stabilizes his sugars from getting too low. So he is on medications regularly, and as I've said, I'll load up a separate video on those. So herb wise, Binky eats thyme. Now he loves thyme, and this is good for digestive issues, and he loves it. So that's great, and that's one he's already on, along with blueberries, which are a superfood, although they're not herb. He's not a typical eating machine that a lot of rabbits are. So with these new herbs I'm going to try, I have just got to hope that he eats it, because he's like a fussy toddler. So the other one's parsley, and this helps with constipation and blockages, and can help expel worms if they've got them. Now lemon balm, this is the one we've researched a lot on this week, and it can help with gas and blockages, and breaks down in the gut into a chemical, and that relaxes the gut and helps with muscle spasms. So that will be super helpful for Binky. The next we're going to introduce is chamomile. So this has antibacterial and antiseptic properties, and can help with nervousness and anxiety and stomach issues. Now Binky is a super jumpy rabbit. He's very friendly, and he's happy, and he's not jumpy with us. But say for instance there's a dog barking or a bird squawking, and even though he's heard it before, like Susie walking on the laminate, he will jump and be very, very nervous by it. Now, when I got him, he was only really a kit. So something he's heard for most of his life, he still jumps at. So he is a jumpy little fella. So this is going to be great for him. And as always with the Binkster, if he'll eat it. Honestly, I swear he's autistic. Can that even be a thing in bunnies? I mean, if you know, do let me know. Binky won't eat a lot of things. He won't eat anything that he's not eaten before. He does all the same rituals and gets totally out of sorts if his routine changes. Even if I don't go to bed at the same time or the right time, he just gets he loses his blob over it. I must say though, rabbits do like routine, but Binky takes his routine to the extreme and mess anything up, even if I'm literally messing up his mess, as you can see here, he goes nuts. He hates it, and that is generalised in bunnies, but it is funny. He's actually chased me out of my own bedroom because I was cleaning up. He comes running out from under the bed like Billy Goat's Gruff, like who's walking over my bridge type thing, and chases me around the room. So that is pretty funny. I'm glad he's not a biter though, because that wouldn't be too much fun. He chases me around the room, and then if I kneel down he'll lick me, so he's a little bit messed up. He's funny though. So he is definitely anxious, that's for sure. So the chamomile, I've got visions of him sitting there with a cup of tea, like a cup and saucer drinking tea. He can join me, I love tea. So joking aside, you can mix the chamomile up in their water. I might have a problem with that as he doesn't drink a lot because he's not dependent on hay. So he drinks very little because he gets his fluids from his greens and his bits of pear and blueberries and those things. But for dry chamomile, if it's left out for food, the bunny will eat it if they need it. So they tend to know what they need and eat it accordingly. And I've seen this in Binky with his herbs. Some days he eats a lot of one thing, and other days he doesn't touch them. So that's definitely true. And friends on here have said it as well, so that they do this. So, and I will say that I must agree with Wild Edibles that when it comes to banana, and Binky is no exception to this drug-like fruit for bunnies, when it comes to this, I'd agree that rule of eating what they need would go straight out of the window, because Binks would eat banana for every meal of the day, to be honest, along with pear, blueberries and raspberries. So I guess it's not an exact science, but they tend to go for what they need at the time. So as for blueberries, they're a superfood, as we've said, and he's already on them, so that's good. And they keep your sugars up gently, and they're an antioxidant, so that's all good. The other one for today, and the last I'll cover in this one, is coriander. Cilantro, coriander, and cilantro, there's two names for it. So that's good for digestion and contains antioxidants to fight infection, so that's good. I'll discuss the pineapple in my next video because this is a big one for Binky, especially as it's found in anti-seizure medication, which is really quite interesting. So the middle of the pineapple would be made into a paste and given to him very gently, introducing it very slowly, because obviously rabbits' tummies are fragile and Binky's tummy is the word fragile, so we have to be very careful. But that is really interesting. So the pineapple along with the CBD, we are hoping will help with his seizures. I know none of this is going to cure Binky, and we don't know why he's having seizures, but if it can help him, I am happy with that. So this Friday, I'm going to film Binky's CBD treatment and how we do it. I hope you'll all follow his journey to a less stressful, poorly life with less pain and suffering. I have to say that if I thought Binky was in pain all the time, or he was suffering on a daily or even weekly basis, I would have had to do the kindest thing for him and have him put to sleep. But Binky loves life. You can see in this video, he loves life. He dives around, he chases the cat, he waits to go out with the cat to play in the garden. He's not hutched, he has a free life. We are bunny proofed, and he lives in a 2-story house and runs around when he pleases, sleeps where he likes. So if I thought he was in pain all the time, I would have put him to sleep. I would have had to. The way he engages with me and loves me, and I swear he looks right into my soul. As long as Binky fights, I'm going to fight for him. One of the times he was sick, I looked at him and I said, Binky, if you need to go and you've had enough, you can. And you know what? 20 minutes later, this bunny got down and binkied across the carpet. He wants to be here. Look at him. He's loving life. So thank you so much for all your support. It's amazing. And I hope you're all going to follow what's going to be Binky's way to help with his neurological disorder. So see you next time. Love and floofs. Binky Boopster.